Hey guys, and welcome back to today's video. There's a lot of action on the board in the NBA this evening. We're going to be discussing this matchup here between the Toronto Raptors and the Denver Nuggets. If you guys are interested in getting all of our NBA plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. So Denver right now sitting as about a 1-point favorite. I wouldn't be surprised if this number receded a bit over time going into tomorrow, but Toronto as that 1-point underdog, maybe Vegas giving them a little bit less respect given the fact that they are going into their 5th straight road game, and it's in a tough road environment in Denver. Never an easy place to play. So when you take those in consideration, those factors are working against the Raptors, but this is a team that's playing with a lot of confidence right now. They looked tremendous in their last outing, getting past the Portland Trailblazers, obviously on the road, given the fact that it was their 4th straight road game during this Western Conference trip, but they won that one by a final of 99-85. Before that, they won at the Los Angeles Lakers, and then their other 2 road games during this West Coast swing were a 5-point loss at Golden State and a 4-point loss at the Spurs. So respectable losses in those cases, certainly for the Raptors as well. But this is a Toronto team. They're very similar makeup to what they had last year, where they found a lot of success during the regular season. And this is actually a year where the Raptors could potentially grab the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, given the fact that a lot of star power has shifted over to the Western Conference. You know, Indiana is not quite as good without Paul George. The Bulls, they got rid of Jimmy Butler, sent him over to Minnesota. And just a lot of different moves like that has weakened the Eastern Conference overall. And also you have to consider a situation over in Boston with Gordon Hayward being injured and Cleveland not playing as well. They don't have Kyrie Irving anymore. Isaiah Thomas is injured, so they might not be quite as strong in the regular season. And all of a sudden, it's looking like teams like the Toronto Raptors and Washington Wizards, who've had success certainly in the Eastern Conference in recent years, are in a position where they could potentially be threats not only throughout the regular season, but come postseason play and potentially get some of the higher seeds in the Eastern Conference to get that very important home court advantage in playoff action. But that's a long ways away. And if Toronto is going to get one of those top seeds in the East, these are the kind of games that they have to win where, you know, it's about a pick 'em. It could go either way. And these are the games at the end of the year that you look back on and say, well, if they would have just came through in that one, and that was the 1-game difference in between getting the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd seed, or things such as that. But on the year, Toronto ranking 6th in the NBA in assists, 7th in scoring average, 9th in total team defense. Some very strong numbers, certainly. And I like how this group has been sharing the ball. That's been a concern in recent years. It looks like they're putting more of an emphasis on distributing that basketball around, getting more guys involved. So very positive stuff there early on out of the Raptors. Now the home team, giving my spiel on this Nuggets squad coming into the year, a lot higher expectations. We're not completely bought in on this Nuggets group. They're still very young. We like the addition of Paul Millsap. I think that if Denver is able to make the playoffs as about a 7 or 8 seed out in the loaded West, I think that that would be considered a very respectable and successful regular season campaign, certainly. If they aren't able to make the playoffs, that'd be a huge disappointment. But this is still a developing team. They got some very young, intriguing pieces, and when you bring in a veteran like Paul Millsap, it certainly raises the expectation level of the group. But they're coming off not a great result, losing on the road against the Knicks. In their last outing at home, they fell to the Washington Wizards by a final of 104-109. That's a team that's on a similar level in terms of Eastern Conference teams to the Toronto Raptors. This is a Denver squad. They rank right now 18th in the NBA in scoring average, 15th in total team defense, so about league average in both of those statistical categories. And not necessarily having played the toughest schedule by any means up to this point in the year. Their toughest matchups through 7 games are against teams like the Wizards, the Jazz, and the Hornets. They've also had some really easy games, or easier matchups anyways, against teams like Brooklyn, the Knicks, the Hawks, the Kings. So that 3-4 record isn't necessarily against the same level of competition that the Raptors are currently standing at 4-2 overall with. So heading into this one, we do feel like Toronto's the better team overall. And if they can get over the fact that they might be fatigued going to their 5th straight road game, we feel like this is a great chance for the Raptors to pick up yet another road win here. And with that being the case, that's going to be our play for today's video, siding with the Toronto Raptors, getting that 1 point right now as our NBA pick video play. I don't expect necessarily Toronto to keep getting at least the 1 point that they're getting right now. Wouldn't be surprised if this shifted to them being favored slightly, but we'll have to see how things go throughout the day tomorrow. But that's going to be our play, guys, siding with Toronto. And if you want all of our NBA plays, you can check those out over at stumpthespread.com, linked down in the video description. And be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping on in, and we hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.